Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's take a quick break from all the road riding. Today I wanted to share with you what I've discovered recently, the beauty and fun of gravel riding. Basically, this is a sport that's fairly new in our country, here in the Philippines. I've never heard of gravel riding before, so I had to convert my current road bike instead of investing on a gravel bike because I never really knew if I'd enjoyed it or not. And our primary investment is really just our skill, our technique that we've been promoting all these years. And there's a growing community of gravel riders, especially here in Clark and in central Luzon, because we have access to this wonderful farmlands. And I'm surprised that they have been there at our backyard and I never knew they existed. And I think this is one of the things that really made me enjoy about gravel riding is the accessibility of these roads. Sometimes we do like riding on the flats and we use our road bikes, but some of us we don't have the resources to have multiple bikes. So instead of building a gravel bike, we just converted our current road bikes and it works. Literally, it works. If your bike fit is correct, if your posture is correct, if your skill is correct, I believe that you can survive the harsh, unknown conditions of gravel riding. What I like about it is that it keeps you focused. You can't be lazy. You always have to keep your eye on the road, or else you'll never know what's going to be coming up. When we approach climbing, it's the same climbing technique that we teach in our training camps. In Malaysia, we had a chance to ride in some of those wonderful hills, and we try to help out newbies and people who are, you can say, in the process of improving their weight management. Dude, congratulations! Look at that smile.
Give me a fist
One of
pump.
those formulas always work all the time, and that formula we employ in gravel riding. Well, we never really had any idea about gravel riding, so we only had to use whatever we had on stock. So that torque training, that big ring training, the way you use your core, 90-degree elbow, I was surprised it was applicable in gravel riding. The way you use your center of gravity, shifting your weight from side to side, again, it was applicable in gravel riding. On fast switchbacks like this, on loose gravel, because if you know how to manipulate your weight, shift your weight, you will be surprised how much control you can put on your bike, especially with those wide tires. It really gives you a lot of confidence that even if you don't spend so much time gravel riding, although I don't suggest that, if you have your basic foundation in posture, in gear shifting, the way you use your muscles, the way you pedal, the way you change your focus, your mental approach, all this stuff I discovered makes your transition to gravel riding seamless. I mean, primary example here is Tom. As we all know, Tom is not the typical cyclist simply because he doesn't have the same lightweight frame as compared to most of us. So to be able to ride these nasty roads, climbs, sometimes steep climbs, and we don't have access to gravel gears. In my case, I had to make use of my 58 tooth chainring. No complaints. I'm not complaining. It's just that, well, if you can manage it, maybe it will work. And this skills opens up a new horizon. And I'm very happy that the designers of these gravel races, their routes are available on Komoot. And if you have your phone app, download Komoot, you will be able to find all these fantastic road networks that even I would never dare go alone. But because of the guidance of well, technology and some of the best route designers like Geno Cuenco, organizers of Ultra Gravel, organizers of Overland, we are giving weekend riders the opportunity to discover new roads. And what I like about these new roads, there's no tricycles, there's no buses, there's no pedestrians, just the occasional dog, but it works out. Now the next question would be, how did this gravel revolution come about? I mean, even in the Philippines, from my observation, it only started a year ago or maybe a year and a half ago. But I think it's also because the entry level of a newbie cyclist who wants to try out the sport, the default choice is a mountain bike. And based on my experience, if you go to a bike shop and want to buy a mountain bike, we will always be presented, more often than not, those hardcore full suspension bikes with millimeters of travel. The surprising fact is, majority of newbies buying mountain bikes, you rarely see them going on cross-country trails. I would always see them, and I have to admit I'm one of those, riding on paved roads. Simply because, especially if you're living in the city and in Metro Manila, it takes so much effort to go to the back roads, park your vehicle on a single track route, and the process of going there takes so much effort. So we often see them using their mountain bike, get out of the house, start riding on paved roads, and go home. So all those suspension that you spent money on is now really getting maximized. Now the problem before with gravel riding, the reason why it did not exist is because manufacturers did not develop equipment specific for the situation. I remember back in the days, I would watch a lot of cyclocross, and I think cyclocross is basically road bikes, and riders installed knobby tires, not too wide. I think the widest would be 38s, and they could not go to gravel roads that are mountain bike worthy. What I mean is roads like this, nasty roads like that. If you had skinny tires, it would be very difficult to traverse rocky areas. These types of roads, sand dunes, yes, sure. But with the prevalence of disc brakes, it started to open up the possibility of road bikes being able to accept wider tires. I use a 43C, Tom uses a 48C, and the air volume that is available to us right now makes all the riding super comfortable. Plus, the air volume gives me a lot of confidence that I'm not gonna have any pinch flat. So all those advantages brought all together started to revolutionize this new niche crowd called gravel riders. And again, what I discovered is when I started to observe and go to some gravel events, I noticed that the crowd is totally different. I came from a road racing background, and I can tell you right now, when you go to a road racing background, everyone's just too serious. Very serious. And you know, because when you go to Audax events, on Grand Fondos, the vibe is totally different. One of the biggest events that I joined before, where the anxiety level was so low, was Pro Ride, and there were like 3,000 participants. So maybe, perhaps there's a crowd out there that are looking for events like this that are not really based on podium or who goes the fastest. And what I like about gravel riding is that more often than not, it's not about your Strava data. That is very important. It's really more about your handling, what gear you're using. Sometimes now we're talking about lights because some of the events happen early in the morning. Now I have to perfect my skills of fixing flats. I was forced just recently to start doing and using tubeless tires. I had to be schooled on how to use sealants, things that I never knew that I would be needing, especially on my road bikes. I mean, I'm a traditionalist, so I still love rim brakes. But for me to invest on a mountain bike or a gravel specific bike is just too much. It's maybe just a little bit too much of a stretch. And I think a lot of my friends can relate that we don't really want to have another bike on the garage. Not everyone has access to unlimited funds. So, with the current availability of road bikes at the moment, you can now convert your road bike to a off-road bike. And if it's too difficult, no problem walking around it. Once you reach all this sandy part, it becomes a lot easier. Thank you very much again for joining us. Hopefully, our experience of sharing with you our recent events and discovery, what gravel is all about. Maybe you can join us next time here in Clark.
Go up to the bridge.
See you.
I think he wants to have a bit of fun. He gets his moment of glory, the adrenaline pumping. He's 7 minutes down on GC, so
Choosing a made-to-measure bike as a new rider can offer significant advantages compared to buying an off-the-shelf bike and getting it fitted. Here are some points to consider. Proper posture is crucial in cycling for comfort, efficiency, and injury prevention. A bike that is custom-built to your measurements ensures that your body is positioned correctly on the bike, allowing you to ride comfortably for longer durations without strain. Off-the-shelf bikes are designed with general measurements to cater to a wide range of riders. However, this one-size-fits-all approach may not address individual variations in body proportions. Ill-fitting bikes can lead to issues like numb hands and lower back pain due to incorrect posture. Just like in bodybuilding, where proper posture and technique make lifting weights easier and safer, cycling on a bike that is tailored to your body ensures that you are in the optimal position to pedal efficiently. This can prevent injuries and discomfort commonly associated with poorly fitting bikes. A bike with a correct frame geometry suited to your body can improve your overall posture, not only while cycling, but also during everyday activities at home or work. This is particularly beneficial for seniors who may experience posture-related issues, as a custom bike can promote better alignment and comfort both on and off the bike. A made-to-measure bike can provide you with a more personalized and comfortable riding experience, enhancing your performance and enjoyment of cycling while minimizing the risk of discomfort or injury associated with improper bike fit. You'll be surprised how your climbing, speed, and recovery improves, because the focus will now be you and your physical development. Contact us today to discuss how custom can be the final solution to your riding challenges.